Yo, what is absolutely Gucci, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to bleed your brakes, your front brakes, and also your rear brake on a Daytona 675. And this is pretty much the same process on most motorcycles. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Also, I use Motion Pro tube. This tube is really nice to use. It has a one-way only. So realistically, this makes a two-person job a one-person job. And as you can see, this one has an arrow, so meaning fluid only flows one way and it cannot go the other way because this valve here stops it. I'm only going to show you guys one side for the front brakes because it's the same exact process. All right, so I had to bring my motor inside because it started to rain. But anyways, so just unscrew the two screws up top for your brake reservoir. Once you take your top off, just something to consider. There's a rubber piece that comes off as well. I'm not going to touch it because I don't have my gloves on, but just make sure that also comes off. You're going to want to take it out. Take the screws out. And boom, you just got your cover now. And then what you're also going to want to do is fill up your reservoir until the top at least. But I'm going to leave mine like that for now. I'm going to put my top back on and leave it like that. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this water bottle. I have a old brake fluid that I used probably like a year ago. I'm just going to finish this off and put some weight onto pretty much my bottle. Then I'm gonna just connect my hose into my bottle. And then now I can start pumping the fluid out. So pump, pump, pump. And then down here, I'm gonna hold it as well. I'm gonna pump it and I'm gonna hold it. All right, so remember, pump, 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 hold. And then fluid comes out. And then you also want to get the bubbles out as well. Most of the time, if you take care of your bike like I do, you won't really see that many bubbles, which is good. But one of the reasons why I am bleeding my brakes is because I recently changed out my brake pads and my rotors as well. But more importantly, your brake pads, because when you push in your piston for your brake caliper, you're introducing bubbles into the brake lines. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna do it a couple more times. And then also be wary of how much fluid you have in your brake reservoir because you don't want it to go all the way to the bottom. You don't want to introduce more air. So keep that in mind. So repeat the process. And as you can see, it's only one way, right? So this fluid right here is not gonna go back down the line. It's gonna stay there, which is why I really like using this Motion Pro hose. So pump, 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 hold. There you go. And then retighten. And then you can release the brake lever. I can already feel my brakes becoming more firmer because I'm getting the air out. So I'm gonna do it 2 more times and then I'm gonna refill the brake reservoir. So I'm gonna show you guys how it looks for the brake lever. So once I unscrew this, I'm gonna let that go. And then as you can see, the brake lever goes out and the fluid comes out as well. All simultaneously until I reach the bottom. And then once I reach the bottom and the fluid comes out, I can retighten the nut. And always remember that not all vehicles use the same brake DOT 3 and 4, but most motorcycles do use this, the 3 and 4. And then you can also find information on top of the cap on what kind of brake fluid you should be using. All right, so I feel happy about this side of the brake. I'm actually going to work on the next side on the other side, and it's the same exact motion, same exact thing. The only difference is that it's gonna be a little harder because you're gonna have to reach over your bike and onto the brake. But it's definitely doable with just one person. But if you have another person, they can help out and make it a lot faster and easier. So before you take off your hose, make sure that your nut is tightened just enough. All right, after your nut is tightened just enough, what you're gonna wanna do, grab a towel or a rag and pull up. And there we go. Also, don't forget to put back your dust cap. Look how clean it looks now. Way cleaner than last time. But once you put this on, make sure that this outer rubber piece is the same way that you took it out. All right, so first things first, gonna wanna take your cap off. Mind you, another piece is also going to come out, another rubber piece, just like that. Gonna take that out, and it's looking pretty yucky in there. So I'm gonna put my cap back off. And then I'm gonna take my rubber cap off of here. There we go. All right, this is where you get your 7/16 wrench, and you can actually take off the rubber cap. So let me go ahead and connect. All right, so pump, 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 hold. All right, and then you can go ahead and tighten it and let go of your brake. So for the rear brake, not a lot is going to initially come out just because you don't have that much pressure on the line, but keep on repeating, same process. And I can see a little bit of tiny little bubbles coming out, which is good. I want that. Don't want bubbles in my system. And also keep in mind the fluid in your rear brake reservoir, how much you have. So I'm getting low, so I'm gonna go ahead and refill. All right, so I'm happy with this. My fluid is clear. Got most of the bubbles out as much as I could. So now what I'm gonna do is take this off, re-top the brake reservoir fluid, also put back the rubber piece, and then we'll actually be all done. Remember how this goes. That sits on the outside. There we go. Made a tiny mess, but I can clean that up with brake fluid. Or sorry, I can clean this up with brake cleaner. And boom. And just like that, that is how you bleed your brakes front and back. If you guys made it to the end of this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.